everybody, my name is Lynette and welcome to my channel. In today's video we are going to talk about foundation plantings and flower gardens, and we're specifically going to focus on size and shape of these beds to give you the year-round interest that you're looking for. We are standing in front of my garage and we're going to pretend that we're going to landscape here. Now, so often I see people do this. These are the pots, these are the plants that they're buying. And they set them something like this. And realistically, I understand what you're doing. Proportionally, this looks right because of the size of the pot versus the size of the house or the wall behind it. But you're not taking into consideration that these plants are going to get big and grow over time. So instead of putting them this close to the house, what I want you to do is set them almost 5 feet out. Between 4 and 5 feet out. Now, why do you do this? You do this because the plants are going to grow. Ultimately, they're going to get much bigger, and you don't want them touching the house. Now, you're probably saying, but I can get in there and trim. Well, why do that? Why make more maintenance for yourself? If you plant them further out to begin with, you don't have to trim. And then you also leave yourself a nice pathway along the side of the house so that you can get in here and do any kind of maintenance. So when you're doing your foundation plantings, you really should be coming off maybe 8, maybe 9 feet at a minimum, because remember, your big plants may get to be about 5 feet around. Even a dwarf burning bush, just because it says the word dwarf in it does not mean that it stays small and compact. A dwarf burning bush can get to be 8 to 10 feet tall. So you need to allow room for your plants to grow and mature. And if you want to get that 3 season of interest, you're going to need to get some depth and different heights. So you're going to want to do a tall section, a medium section, and a shorter section. So come out 8 to 10 feet. You can go straight. You can do curves if you want. But just come out far enough so that your plants have room to grow and you have plenty of space to get up against the house to do the maintenance that you need. We are going to pretend that we're putting in a perennial garden, and this snowbank is a hedgerow of arborvitaes. First thing I need to do is make sure how far these arborvitaes are going to be growing out. So for the sake of our video, we're going to sketch a line here that says this is how far the arborvitaes are going to grow. Now, at this point, we can do one of two things. We can leave a pathway right here so that we can get in and out to trim the arborvitaes if we want to, or that we can get in and maintain our garden. So let's just pretend we're going to leave this a pathway, just like we left a space between our building and our foundation planting. We're going to leave a narrow path. Now, it doesn't have to be 3 feet wide. Even just a foot or two is going to work for this, just so that you can get in to do some general maintenance. So this is our footpath. Our arborvitaes are right here, beautiful, tall, and green. Gives us a great backdrop to our perennial garden. The next thing we want to do is we want to come out, and you really need to do probably 8 to 10 feet out. Again, this is going to give you that space to do 3 seasons of interest. Now, a formal garden has really straight edges, and that can be fantastic, and it can be relatively easy to maintain, especially if you're taking the lawnmower and just going up and down. So you can do straight, and I didn't do quite straight, but you get the idea. So straight can be a little bit more formal. You can also do curves. So let's say I want to do this as a curved garden. Maybe I want to come out like this and then come back in like this. So this is all a garden here. Now, in this space, this extra large space, it would be a wonderful opportunity to put a specimen plant. You could put a special shrub in here if you wanted to. You could put tall grasses, but that's a nice little focal point for our garden. But again, we have the space to do this, and we still have space here that's going to allow us to do those layers. Remember, we want to do short, medium, and tall. Now, the other thing that you sometimes need to do is put stepping stones through your garden. Again, this is for maintenance, but this is also going to allow you to get into the garden without compacting the soil, because you really don't want to walk on the soil because it compacts it and it makes it harder for the roots to grow. So this would be your basic size of your perennial garden. It's nice and deep so that we can do maybe shorter plants here, medium plants here, and then your taller plants in the background. But you need this depth. If you try and do a perennial garden that has 3 seasons or 4 seasons of interest in 2 feet, it's going to be very, very difficult. So make your garden as big as you possibly can. Now, curves are much more easier to take care of, and they're less formal. So the other thing I want you to consider is who's mowing the lawn on your property. If you're not the one doing it, you have no idea how tricky it can be to maneuver a lawnmower. So when you're making these curves, what is a really good idea is get on your lawnmower if it's a rider, if it's a push mower, push, and mow yourself a pathway so that you can see exactly where that lawnmower will go. And if by chance this curve might be too sharp, maybe you need to make it a little bit more gentle. That might be easier for your lawnmower. The other thing I want to talk to you about is doing more formal beds. And these are beautiful. So let's imagine you want to put in nice little square flower beds. This, and then you want to do another one here, the same size. Again, this looks much more formal. It can be beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you. It can be really beautiful. And let's do one more here for good measure. Here's your third one. Now again, if you're not the one mowing the lawn, in my opinion, you have no right to be designing flower beds and expecting somebody else to mow them. Because to be perfectly honest, there is no way for somebody to get a lawnmower in here around these beds and easily cut. It's a nightmare. And if your significant other or whoever's mowing your lawn does not enjoy mowing the lawn, chances are they're just going to mow right over things. So you need to make sure that if you want something formal like this, that either A, you have them spaced far enough so that a mower can get in there, or you have something down so that they don't have to mow around them. So maybe you do a layer of mulch, maybe you do rocks or gravel. But maintenance, that's the biggest thing, and that's going to be what's going to discourage you and anybody else from gardening, is if you don't think about maintenance first and how easy or how hard it's going to be to take care of what you want to do. But again, a formal garden can be very, very beautiful. I'm not going to lie to you. But just make sure that it's easy to take care of. When I started designing my flower beds, I did just this. I used my feet to draw lines in the snow. I'd come out, shuffle some lines, see what I like. The next day it would snow again and I could do a whole different design shape. This was really, really helpful because it's much easier to design when you're up against a building or in real space than it is to draw on paper. But anyway, it does work. And if you don't have snow to shuffle, grab yourself an extension cord, grab your garden hose, grab a big piece of rope and lay out the shapes that you want. Just remember, we need things big and deep. 8 to 9 feet is what we're looking for the depth. And then we want to make those curves easy for our lawnmower because maintenance is super important. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you join me in the next one. Thanks a lot. Take care and have a great day.